I've tried about 6 different ways to fix it. There is none. If you had 2 that were misaligned, I might be able to do it with some fancy photographic playing with.
So finagling.
But with 5 maps or 6, I have to split them up into 6 separate maps. So we're going to have numerous maps that we're going to playing with as we go. So if we get to that point, and if you guys go there, do forgive the multiple maps. We will struggle through somehow.
Sounds good.
How are you guys doing otherwise?
Pretty good.
And they're small maps, so that's good. Like it's 80 kilobytes.
Let's say I'm doing okay. I'm hoping Pax Plague isn't incubating and waiting for its time to strike me. I'm feeling fine, okay, at the moment. But I would have thought Conco would have hit me earlier, and I'm just hoping it doesn't.
So, speaking of, Tasha won't be with us tonight.
Okay.
She's a little bit under the weather. She's been they've got her boss is gone, and she's training a new person, and she's in this unique situation where she works in surgery. And there's her and another girl and their supervisor, the 3 that staff the area. Her supervisor has been for the last 8 months, basically going behind the third person and cleaning up after her because he knows she's best friends with the manager. So now Tasha's there. The supervisor's on vacation, and the new girl doesn't have anybody cleaning up after her. So she has just been screwing shit up royally, and not like, oh my god, I left this on, like hospitals getting sued for multi-million dollars.
Damn.
So poor girl's working 6-day work weeks and work. She's been at work. I told her to go to sleep. But could be worse, like I told her. You're getting run ragged. I get it. But always think of this. You could have just cost the hospital $20.
Yes, indeed.
It could be you.
How do you keep your job after all?
You don't.
I don't know.
That's the kicker.
I don't know. I can't. She can't tell me any of the specifics because of privacy laws and
And what have you. I get it. Yeah. My mom used to be a nurse, so.
But the mistakes she's making are resulting in small children's appendages being accidentally partially removed. It's big deals.
Jeez.
Yeah, she said she went in the other day. There were 7 managers in her office.
Now, just to clarify, is this the mistakes that she's making, or is this the mistake that this girl is making?
The mistakes that she's preventing, right?
Oh.
Well, the mistakes the other girl is making, the supervisor has been preventing these mistakes for 6 months because he knows that this girl and his boss are friends. He doesn't want to get in trouble. He's on 2-week vacation. Tasha's too busy training someone in a different location. So the girl who's been basically protected for 6 months is now alone with nobody to clean up after her, and nobody's taking the time to tell her you're incompetent. So she's just rocking out like her day's normal. And people are getting hurt.
Yeah, that sounds like a recipe for disaster right there.
Not, like I told Tasha, not your problem. Do your job. Keep your fucking head.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Their system's very official. Like you have to sign in to do anything, so there's no way you can blame it on anybody else.
Okay, well.
You're 10 kinds of fucked.
Yeah, that was my main concern. So, okay.
All right, so looks like we got everybody. We're gonna dive right in, and I wanted to let you guys know. I think I told you last time, but I try to let people know because a lot of people had fun. If you guys I know Alex, you guys like to play D&D, and I know Tanner and Mal, you guys do too. If you that group that I teach Fantasy Grounds for, they're doing like events. They do like one event every 3 months. Like you don't have to do anything. I don't know if you guys find yourself free. Last time they did one for, I don't remember what the event was. It was some event they did a couple months ago. They had like 32 one-shots over one weekend.
Holy crap.
Whoa.
I ran one, and pretty much everybody, all their DMs ran one, and I ran a 4-hour. I ran the Death House from Curse of Strahd, but it's a lot of fun. So they're planning another one. It doesn't like they don't know who like. There's no advantage for you guys to do it for me or anything. It's really just if you guys are bored and you want to run something or run a play or run stuff, they give stuff away, and I thought I'd let you guys know. What are they giving away this time? They have a drawing, fantasy ground books, if you use fantasy grounds, if you don't. But it's like October something. If you guys are bored, you want to do a bunch of...
Let us the
Here we go. I'll put it in the general chat. There we go. That's the dates. I can get you more information. I don't know if I'm going to run one. I'm going to try to run one. I'm just real busy with kids. I think I have 2 football games that weekend, but God only knows. It's there if you have free time. It's free.
Oh, it sounds interesting.
I mean, it's free and they give away prizes, so I mean, there's really no loss.
No.
For our game, on the other hand, we are going to dive in. So if I'm a little curious, I wanted to ask, I know Alex and Ben, we went through a little change after me and Tasha had that custody fight with our kids and won. And we went to 2 weeks. We'll probably go back to probably 3 games a week after football and soccer season should have October. But are you guys, I was debating on whether or not we should start having somebody take notes. I know that Ben records the games, but I know also nobody has, every week has time to watch a 2 or 3 hour game. Are you guys comfortable with, like Alex and Ben, you were here last time. Are you comfortable? Do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, basically. So essentially what happened I know I typed it out for some friends, then in terms of a basic, right. So long story short, we decided to intervene with the dude being attacked by the druegar with the empty-looking scabbards. We took the dudes down, decided to beat feet before the local cops arrived. We got the hell out of Dodge, managed to avoid capture. The guy we saved us told us to meet him at another tavern the next day so he could reward us. The other dude wound up not only feeding us, but some really good food and some stout ale. He gave us another side quest in regards to delivering this sack of gemstones to Blingdenstone. Furthermore, Spirit discovered news of 2 Tabaxi that were being sold to this one creature and were last seen heading in the general direction of that city. Our new friend stated that he would allow us to stay at that tavern for as long as we needed to and would watch over our stuff to allay any concerns our gold would be stolen if we were to leave it on the boat, despite Gracklstugh laws being in place preventing that sort of thing. On our way to... I'm sorry. Should I repeat what I've said thus far?
No,
I
I'm
think
good.
they got it.
So on our way to meet Hemeth to discuss the issue of acid-resistant armors that he was commissioning for us on our behalf, this wild stone giant smashed through the gates and started going on a rampage. We managed to kill it, but not before it slew Hemeth in its wild thrashing. Despite fighting, being against local laws, our selfless act of bravery to courageously herd frightened townsfolk, were surprised as to a bunch of outsiders coming to their rescue and defense of them. One individual who was very much impressed showed to us that he was a keeper of the flame and wanted to discuss having us run another side quest for him. However, before he could ask us what he wanted of us, we were asked an audience by Themberchard, the Red Dragon, the Flamekeeper of Gracklstugh himself. We were summarily brought before the Great Red Dragon, and that's pretty much where we left off.
Holy crap.
So yeah.
Yeah, Hemeth, he got unlucky. He
Yeah.
managed to score a real good hit on the giant, which drew the giant's attention, and the dice were not kind.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But the Flamekeeper guy said something about help. The armor we were looking for, if we help.
Yeah, basically he gave us an opportunity of more of like a, hey, if you scratch on my back, I'll scratch yours, effectively.
The dragon. Fat.
Yes, and I'll go into that a little bit, and we'll go over that slightly here. I got a couple things pulled up. So where we leave off, for the record, Wildstone Giant were 2 words. You should be an auctioneer. It was a stone giant that had gone wild, had
Right.
grown a second head, and smashed through. He seemed to be in a lot of pain. Stone giants don't come in 2-headed varieties, for the record. Smashed through a gate and proceeded to kill everything in sight, a couple guards, and eventually, fortunately, Hemeth. But you guys had basically been invited to come with a representative from the Flame Keepers. That's how he introduced himself. And the Flame Keepers were just going to try to meet with you, but they were interrupted, as Ben said. His name was Gartokar. Send it there. So we're going to pick up with you guys. I had to close down my map because I was dealing with goofiness of them messing stuff up. So this is where you find yourselves. So I'm going to give you a little description. As you guys had just left the building and you were making your way around and into the layer. You can zoom out if you'd like and take a look. That purple circle is the building, the column actually, in which the Flame Keepers headquarters are made. The dragon, fat dragon, his name is Thimberchow. He demanded to speak with you in peace, in private, and Gartokar escorted you in, and that's where we stopped. So that's where we're going to pick up. I did post some stuff on Fantasy Grounds. You don't need to have it memorized. I just want to emphasize something, and I'm just going to start with the description after that. The one thing I do want to emphasize for you guys is this is not a linear thing. This is not a railroad. If you guys, this is your guys to do with as you choose. If you guys want to go back to the inn and spend a couple days, if you guys want to spend some time crafting, it doesn't matter to me what you do, but I do want you guys to know that it is your game. I don't want you to feel like because you're in Gracklstugh and there's a lot going on, it's real easy to feel like you're being forced to take a side quest or forced to involve yourself if you see someone being assassinated. I want you guys to know that this is not linear. You can spend as much or as little time as you want in Gracklstugh, but do bear in mind, as far as I understand, your goal is to get out of the Underdark eventually. Right
Yes.
now,
Yeah.
Mostly, yeah.
most. There's some other goals that have to do with other stuff.
Yeah, flame.
Swords. So, with that being said, we are going to dive right in and get some actual background music going. So, as you guys made your way in, Gartokar escorted you in. The priest, as he walked you into the lair, he announces to you by calling you foreigners. He says, with great reverence, meet the father of flame, the ever-burning and the foundry's heart, Thimberchow, the Wyrmsmith of Gracklstugh. And he introduces Thimberchow with great reverence, speaking very high terms, and here you can see the red dragon has had a little too much to eat. You can tell probably the vast majority of his life he has spent not working off calories that he was intaking. I mean, there's probably not a lot of room here between the columns. He is perched upon a massive, massive mound of coin. There's platinum, gold, silver, copper. There's probably, I mean, estimated between 200,000 and 400,000 coins of various numbers. There's thousands of each, hundreds and hundreds of gems, possibly thousands. The occasional gourd or vial is seen intermixed, but that's about it. You don't see any swords or armor or anything like that. But as you walk in and he is introduced, he instructs in a deep voice for Gartokar to leave them in private. And then he kind of looks you over before he looks around and says in his gravelly voice,
"Any invisible lurkers will be turned ash."
Uh-oh.
I immediately follow
Presumably-
Coach Jerkis' example, falling on one knee to genuflect.
making a presumable reference to the frequent invisible guards floating in and around Gracklstugh.
I just want to clarify.
Go ahead. You broke up if you kept talking.
Oh, sorry.
You ended off at clarify.
One sec.
No, take your time.
I adjusted my sensitivity settings. Good now?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Okay. Is there any light in this room, or is it like a darkness scenario? Like everybody's
The whole
looking in darkness.
other than the forges, this whole plate, there is nothing set aside for light at all. There is no effort to provide light.
Right.
That being said, Thimberchild, the red dragon, emits his own ruddy glow.
Okay. Just
So-
because I got that like weird ranger ability where it's like I'm invisible in darkness. Like if something uses dark vision to see me, it can't see me.
Well, dragons have true sight, so it's not a
Oh,
problem.
okay. So yeah, I just wanted him to think I was invisible and then like roast my cock off, you know. So okay, all right.
Like you do.
Like you do, yeah. All right. Is everybody bowing? We're bowing. We're bowing.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. Coach Jerkis was bowing like the second he saw there was a dragon.
I don't think I was bowing.
Most people were bowing. How about that?
Sure.
Smoke's bowing. Yep.
So
Statistically,
Thimberchild,
most.
Thimberchild, the Wormsmith, looks over you, waiting patiently for them to withdraw before he adjusts himself on his mound of coins and looks over the party and says,
"Introduce yourself, mortal. Tell me what brought you to the lair of the great Thimberchild. Tell me your story."
Well, don't everyone speak up all at once.
Yeah, guys, who's going first?
Coach
I feel like the
Jerkis.
I feel like
It's
Queen
Coach
Jill-
Jerkis! And his... Great wizard! I don't know if you can imagine it, but his arms are like outspread, and he's like, as far as you can tell, with his little lizard face, beaming.
Yep.
And then if no one interrupts him, he goes on a very long and winding recount that is somewhat inaccurate because it paints him in a very positive light of generally what has happened to us.
pretty much every situation where anything happened, Coach Jerkis was the one who saved everybody.
Yeah, more or less. And
I
to the
like
point
it.
where it doesn't make any goddamn sense what he's saying sometimes.
Fair enough. After Coach Jerkus presumably finishes his spiel.
Finally winds down.
What about the rest of you?
I just kind of corroborate most of Coach Jerkus' story in the sense that I just explained to the dragon that as far as my personal story goes, I'm searching for my family. But as a group, we are here in Gracklstugh on business to obtain acid-resistant weapons and armor on behalf of a benefactor. And that also we're hoping to save the rest of our party from being prisoners from said benefactor. I don't explain that the benefactor is another dragon, however.
Probably.
Oh yeah, that was the black dragon.
Yes.
It was.
Okay.
It was a black dragon.
I've missed like both dragon. Well, I guess I've said both dragon. But I guess I'll go next. Roland will go next and say he's basically just helping out his friends. That's what brought him here. He has no real goals in his own. That's pretty much it.
Fair enough.
I am Agile Smoke. I am definitely not a thief, and
That's a
very
good way
much
to
a
endear
ranger.
yourself.
Very much a ranger. I would even go as far as to call myself a archaeologist, and I'm in fact looking for a legendary, some say, storied item known as Dawnbringer. Perhaps you've heard of it?
I have seen and heard of many magical items, but that is not on the list.
Yeah, shit.
Womp womp.
Well, after you all tell your story, he kind of listens intently, and you can tell he's making great effort. He is paying attention to each of your stories, specifically the one where the kobold is the hero of all of them. Before he adjusts himself again,
Let us get down to business.
To defeat the
I
Huns.
require agents in the city. And as my offer, I offer my protection in the city. And if you need badges, I will provide them. The first assignment I have for you is that you will perform whatever task the Keepers of the Flame ask you to, but instead, you will report to me after you complete this task, giving me a full report before you report. You may carry out all of their wishes and report them, but you will report to me first. And our business being concluded and you having now been taken into my charge, you may take a second longer to marvel at my presence before you wear this.
Okay.
he didn't seem. The impression you got is that he was informing you that you were working for him, not that he was. He didn't seem to entertain the possibility that you would
Not.
decline.
Roland's gonna take out a pen and paper and just kind of like draw what he looks like. And give it to
Coach Jerkus is like marveling at this feat of art that you are doing right now. No matter how good it is, he wants it.
Yeah, I was gonna give it to you.
It's like scampering around, looking over your shoulder, kind of getting like a lot in the way while you're drawing.
Well, Fair enough. You guys can of course talk, but he has, as far as he's concerned, he's dismissed you.
To say,
You've
yeah,
interviewed, been hired, and dismissed simultaneously.
Well, we got the job, so.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
good.
We landed it. It's because of our winning demeanors.
Sure.
and to think we didn't even have to interview.
Yeah.
Just that good.
Just like. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
I
your
don't
show
need
now.
anything. I'll just
I
finish
guess-
up my drawing and give it to Ghost Circus.
Yes.
And then I guess we go go back into this building over here where the Keepers of the Flame are.
Okay. When you head back out, waiting for you is Gartokar, the flame priest. He kind of looks a little uncomfortable by the meeting there, but he escorts you back into the Keepers of the Flame headquarters there before he kind of stops for a second and lets you guys get settled, doing the whole thing where he's trying to be polite. Once you guys do get settled, he basically tells you that he is impressed. He says, I am impressed with how quickly you dealt with the stone giant. They are allies of Gracklstugh, and some affliction befell that one. You saved many lives, but most importantly, you proved yourself to be very resourceful and adept agents. I am in need of resourceful and adept agents.
Okay.
Before I dive into this real quick, is there anybody? Oh, I posted it today, so I don't know if anybody had the opportunity. Did anybody have the opportunity to read that short little piece of information I threw up there in regards to the clans of Gracklstugh?
Unfortunately not. I was helping a buddy move.
I did. It was early. I didn't expect anybody to read it. I threw it up there for mostly before next game. But I am going to go over. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to mention something about it. And once you, between this game and next, it won't. So he tells you the political machinations of Gracklstugh are in flux at the moment. The Deep King is seemingly acting erratically. The city is disturbed. The issues in the city seem to be that the Deep King is acting instead of unnecessarily aggressive or necessarily aggressive. He seems to be acting in a manner that is not in keeping with a restrained hand. I don't know if this is actually him or someone carrying out orders attempting to undermine him. But I do know that someone has learned of the Keepers of the Flame's most dangerous secret and are acting to destabilize Gracklstugh. Additionally, I will explain, but you must understand that by learning of this secret, you are accepting the job, and to spread this secret carries an automatic death sentence.
Okay.
So we're gonna get killed if you tell us the secret.
Yes.
No, if you spread the secret, they will kill you.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
I like the idea of Roland just being like, "What?"
Yeah, make case that's
Bruh, you're gonna tell us a story that's gonna kill us? That's fucked up.
I've never heard of such a tale. Thank God.
He looks to you for acknowledgement or acceptance.
Deal!
Whatever Coast Jerkus does, I do.
I just keep my arms crossed and silently nod.
I mimic that perfectly.
He leans back and says, "What do you know of Red
Nothing.
Dragon?"
Lots!
No, what he said first was right. Nothing.
Themberchild is the current wormsmith of Gracklstugh, but it is the duty of the Keepers of the Flame to not only tend to the wormsmith, but to prepare for the next generation and always have the ability to have a wormsmith available. For that reason, we care for the only red dragon egg present in Gracklstugh on the orders of the Deep King himself. It is a backup if Themberchild were to fall ill, because red dragons are not native to the Underdark. Hopefully, this does not become an issue. If it became known that the Keepers of the Flame had lost the egg, the already volatile situation in the city would devolve as confidence in the Deep King, already shaken by recent events and assassinations blamed upon him. There would be resurrection or open warfare in the streets of Gracklstugh. We believe the egg was stolen by a thieves guild who operates below the city, known as the Grey Ghosts.
That sounds like that's a smoke alley.
Well, it is a good name, but past that, remember me. I'm not a thief. Yes? No, not a thief.
Yes!
Sorry, collector.
Never seen
Steal.
Yeah,
steal!
better. Yeah, never steal. Well,
Never seen it! Didn't happen!
This is true. Yes.
He's not wrong.
And he kind of gets a gleam in his eye and he says, "I know that it was the Grey Ghosts. It is always the Grey Ghosts actively working to oppose the Deep King and the Keepers of the Flame. I would like you to bring back whatever powerful magic the Grey Ghosts used to steal the egg and recover the egg and return it to us. This secret is known only to the Deep King and the 4 high priests of the Keepers of the Flame."
Oh.
Hmm.
Which means to say that Themberchild does not know, yes?
Have you, is this the first time you've met a red dragon?
Yes.
To my
Yes!
knowledge, yes.
I look at Coast Jerkus, I'm just like, what color is he?
He's white.
Yeah, yes.
If a red dragon were to know that we had planned for any eventuality, as we must as caretakers for tens of thousands of citizens, he would take it as a personal insult and begin plotting. Red dragons are not the most rational of creatures. They are often paranoid. He would start to believe we were trying to replace him. So no, he does not know. Just as the wormsmith before him did not know, There has always been a Wyrmsmith. They
There
do
must
not
always
live
be a
forever.
Smith.
We must prepare. You do not wait until the Wyrmsmith is dead to find a egg to replace him. Yet again, if he were to find out, it would likely cause open warfare in Gracklstugh.
Mhm. Can we see where the egg was kept?
He looks a little uncomfortable, but yes, he acknowledges he is willing to show you. He makes a signal and he takes you guys in, and it goes actually up into the column about 2 levels, and he has a number of arcane locks he has to pass through. And then it goes over towards the other end before going down probably about 8 levels. So you went up 2, over, and then down 8. So you are deep below. And he walks you to the center of a small chamber that is hollow except for a solid stone block. And with that solid stone block, he points to the solid stone block and says to you, "The egg was kept in here. There is no door."
Wow.
It would require it has adamantine metal encased inside. The only way inside is magic.
I'll ask a stupid question simply to get it out there. Are you sure that they stole it? It could be in there right now, no?
He says that there is always a guard in there at all times. There is still a guard in there. Egg disappeared. The guard is there. The guard who was on duty when the egg disappeared is no longer employed.
Right. What did he see? Like, was it a spectral form? A perhaps a dimensional
He's-
door?
Little
He
tiny
said
dragons.
the egg vanished.
Oh no!
Vanished. Have you considered that this is perhaps an inside job? I mean, from my minimal knowledge, not that I've ever tried to steal anything before, but that arcane locks, you cannot pick them. They need some type of password or something, no?
He says they do need a password, but the areas you have been passing through are all hallowed ground. They have been temporarily disabled. Only the top 4 Flamekeeper High Priests know of the egg. We take turns in Guardian, and only a High Priest could walk through these rooms where the ward's active.
It sounds like like one of the 4 maybe stole it, no? Not to point fingers, I'd not do that, but
He seems a little unhappy with that suggestion, and he turns the topic back and says, "I know it was the Grey Ghosts. Your duty is to recover it."
okay.
He gets that little glint in his eye again when he's talking about the Grey Ghosts. He seems to hate them quite a lot.
Can we inspect the room with the guard in it?
That could be good. Maybe find
See if there's like some kind of clue. Maybe the egg's just turned invisible and it's just sitting there. Nobody's.
We just go into the room, put our hand in the middle of the room. Oh, the egg's just there.
The egg's right here.
We solved the riddle.
yes, we could find many things. Maybe the traces of things. Maybe.
Hair.
Yes.
He declines.
DNA. Yes.
He declines to let you into. He tells you that he has no doubt it was stolen by the Grey Ghosts, and you will return it.
Okay. Where are they?
The Grey Ghosts. Yes. Where are they? And would they perhaps be Duro?
I'll kill them.
Well, okay,
He does not know.
maybe.
He believes that, according to reports, the Grey Ghosts are a druegar guild, but he wouldn't be surprised if they associated with filth like Darrow.
Any connection to the oh shit, what did they call it? The not so filth scabbards?
He says, as far as he knows, the empty scabbards work for the Deep King and assassinate the
Scabbards.
Deep King's enemies. He does not believe they are affiliated.
Oh, they
He
were.
knows-
Oh, they work for the Deep King.
Oh, they're allies. Okay.
Yeah, totally random question. If someone were to kill some of these assassins, by mistake, would they be enemies of the crown then, or?
The empty scabbards do not exist, therefore they cannot kill.
Right, right.
Someone pretending to be this were to be killed, of course, they would non-existent.
Okay.
Right. I'm glad to hear this. I met a friend and he's bad, but it's okay now. Okay.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we weren't even there at the docks.
This is the only thing I know about the Gray Ghosts is they have a messenger who frequently runs messages from the Blade Bazaar in the Dark Lake District to an area known as the West Cleft.
That sounds like somebody we was looking for.
He's very fast. Yes, like super fast.
We have been unable to catch him. As far as we know, his residence or where he goes is in the West Cleft. Presumably, as foreigners, you do not understand this, so I will explain it to you. In the middle of the city is Latigar's Pharaoh. It is a crevice that runs the entire length of the cavern, then a great deal more. It is the primary residential district. You are not allowed to go there. But prior to the revolutions, reforms, when Darrow were made no longer slaves by nature of their birth, they were enslaved in the West Cleft. That was where the slave burrows and hovels were kept. Since they have been made free, they have decided, through some encouragement, that it is wise to remain in the West Cleft. For that reason, we, druegar, looking to avoid inciting them, do not go into the West Cleft. They tend to react as insane filth often will, violently. Hence the need for outsiders who are more distant.
I guess we can go and steal back a dragon egg and
Not steal.
right. Yes.
Lawfully recover.
Right. Yes. And you, I'm a little bit stuck on this. You want us to bring back, so if they have like magical boots or something, get those too? Yeah.
If they have a secret weapon they used, or a teleportation device that was able to circumvent our wards, I do not believe there is such a thing, but if it exists, bring us knowledge of it. We will handle it ourselves.
I still kind of want to know what's in that room.
Nothing.
Okay.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
an egg.
Wait, I'm gonna use insight on him. Saying there's nothing in that. I want to know if he's telling the truth.
As far as you can tell,
Ah, damn it.
he is hiding many things, and as far as you can tell about that one, he's either telling you the partial truth or the whole truth, but if he's hiding something in addition, he probably is. He's obviously secretive about their security maneuvers.
Yeah.
But he's very concerned about a missing egg. It seems like he's definitely telling the truth about that one.
Okay.
Forgive our cultural ignorance, but well, say for example, where I come from, you get paid for the job after you do it. Is that how that works here, or do you pay us before, or how does that work? I don't know.
Half and half.
Yeah, like a down payment, or I don't know.
What payment do you ask?
Ooh, it's about like 5,000 gold pieces. I don't know. Like it's what's the dragon egg worth now? I don't even know.
Sounds pretty immeasurable to me.
That's immeasurable. Oh, I don't even know that word, but it sounds impressive.
So you suggest 5,000, or were you asking them?
Well, what about just like we scratch your hairy back, you scratch our hairy back, yeah?
What is it you ask?
Well, like a favor, like not anything. I don't know, we'll see when the day comes. Like maybe we need a something. We say, hey, we need a something, and then you go, oh, okay, you get us something,
Like a dragon egg.
But no, well, maybe different dragon egg, yeah. Or like perhaps I don't know. Let's just say something crazy like 50 sets of acid-resistant armor. I don't know. Perhaps flaming sword. Is this something easy?
He tells you that the Flame Keepers are not responsible for the manufacture of weapons or armor, but he is willing to facilitate such a purchase that would typically not be allowed by a foreigner.
That sounds pretty fair, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, this sounds very good. This sounds nice. Do we need a special badge for you? Yeah.
He nods and he pulls out a bag of holding.
Oh yes.
And he hands it over to you guys.
Sweet.
And so what do we say? How do we make the thing come out?
He gives you a bag of holding and tells you that he wants you to use that to put the egg in.
Oh.
He does not want you carrying a secret red dragon egg throughout the city.
Right.
I could hide it under my pouch. Right in my shirt. Or, Spirit can do that. Pretend she's pregnant.
I look about ready to slap him, but I'm like, I've already had one child, thank you. It's an experience I wish not to repeat.
What, holding an egg under your shirt is repeating a pregnancy? Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Biology is weird.
Tabaxi pregnancies are very unusual.
It's true. It's true.
Okay. I won't ask again.
Baby girls on outside, yeah?
And there we are.
So anyways, yeah, okay, that's just good. So no badge, I guess, yeah? Because I flash them my badge, and I do it the quick way, like they all do it here, like you don't actually let them see it, but you show it to them type of thing.
Yes.
He
offers to provide you a badge, but he says they will do the same thing.
Oh, okay.
You probably don't want to be caught with two. If you lose those, you can come to him and he...
Sounds good.
Indeed. Okay.
We get to keep the portable bag once we're done with this whole thing, right? Bag of holding would be very useful for us. Just in general.
Would be.
Okay.
I'll pave it.
With that, he escorts you back to the front door and puts you back on the outside of the Keepers of the Flame area. And you now find yourselves located in Gracklstugh with badges that allow you not unlimited, but much greater access.
Hmm.
And where do you go?
Let's take a moment here.
I'm still very suspicious of that man.
Oh, for sure. He definitely plays with the altar boy. But what I would say is we found ourselves in a pickle, yes?
Yes. Did we agree to anything the dragon said, or he just ordered us?
Yes,
Out of
we agreed.
Okay, shut up. I cover Coach Jerks' mouth. Shut up. Besides the kobold,
Yeah.
did we actually agree, or did he just tell us what he would like us to do and expects us to do it?
Unfortunately, I don't think there is a difference in the city. He says we agree and basically.
Okay. So
Yeah.
are we going to tell him that we're retrieving an egg and give him a full report?
In fairness, his instructions were do what they want, then report to me first.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe
So, I mean, you got to
whole-
find the egg before you got to deal with that.
It's true.
Yeah. And then,
But
yeah,
it's worth a
we-
conversation.
I'm thinking in the long run, yeah.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, if we tell him about the EGG, he might make scrambled eggs. You know, it will be very bad for the city. I think. Yes.
So should we make up an item that we're retrieving from these ghost people?
Oh well, maybe, or it could be as simple as just that we fucked them up, or whatever. Or we stole some. We took their magic booties. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll leave the lying to you. You seem very good at it.
Well, hey, yes, okay, sure.
We forward are not very good at lying.
I'm not very good at lying either, but I'm sneaky, so I guess maybe that counts.
Counts it.
It's like lying with your eyes.
Yes. What?
Their eyes, to their eyes. Yes.
Oh, yes, yes. So the little guy we were chasing, whose name I always forget.
You and me
I
both,
do.
brother.
Yes. It's a good name, though. It's a good name. It sounds like the same guy, no? It sounds like the guy who the guard that he wants us to find is also the guy who the Flamekeepers want us to find, and also I guess the guy who the dragon wants to find. And so if we find the little guy, then all the other guys will be happy. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So how are we going to find him, and how are we going to catch him?
Well.
Run him into a snare.
Ooh.
See, just to recap, the last that they heard of him in regards to like his possible hide place was in the residential district where we're not allowed to go. Is that correct?
Well,
No,
you're not.
No, we're allowed.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to go down into people's houses.
Yeah.
Okay? If you, assuming you guys have the map up, zoom out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, some of the basic information you guys have managed. So, this area, let me line it up here with the wall. This area right here is the west cleft, on the west side. On the opposite side, you have the east cleft. Between those two areas in the furrow, you are not allowed to go except to get to the gate of the clefts. Those two areas are the Darrow residential areas. The one to the west used to be slave areas. The one to the east is basically the few Darrow that have been able to climb out of extreme poverty into Darrow upper class, which is still poverty, but not extreme poverty. And as far as you know, the two locations that they said Droki goes, or has been going, is the West Clef and the Blade Bazaar, which is specifically, that's a general area. The specific area that the Blade Bazaar is, like the exact location, is right here. This small area right here is the Blade Bazaar, exactly. And he apparently is a messenger of some sort, or a courier. He goes back and forth from the Blade Bazaar to the West Cleft. You don't know exactly what he's running, but he's doing something. The Flamekeepers think he's a messenger for the Grey Ghosts. The Salt Baron guy thought he was a messenger for the Empty Scabbard Killers, the Grey Ghosts. As far as you understood, the Empty Scabbard, now, as far as you know now, the Empty Scabbard Killers work for the Deep King and were previously used like a secret assassination, but according to him, they've been used more recently as a frequent assassination. Instead of like high-ranking threats to the stable order of the city, it's more like people who've mildly irritated the president, and in a time lacking tweets, he sends assassins.
So they're basically like the CIA, is what you're saying.
Right, if the CIA were used to kill people who posted angry YouTube comments. This is the difference between, okay, they assassinated. So essentially, previously in the past, the Deep King was using his secret assassination squad to take out like Osama bin Laden and things of that, visiting drow dignitaries. But as of lately, he's been using them to take out fucking minor merchants who are loading their boat because they probably said something rude about his chambermaid.
The people who Trump can't block.
Right.
He sends the CIA after.
And so that's obviously destabilizing. The city is obviously having issues when things of that nature. I did post one thing that in there, you guys can read that. It's only a couple about 5 paragraphs, but one of the things that also is going on, the Steel Shadow clan, which is the clan of the Deep King, is a weaponsmith clan. They're the upper tier magic weapons. There is another clan that does magic items. That does weaponsmithing. But as of lately, by royal edict, the second clan that was doing the weaponsmithing has been forbidden from taking on any weaponsmithing issues. That's Ironhead. But so there's a lot of political instability. Dwarven political systems work by every dwarf is loyal to their clan first, and then the clan leaders join together to form a union. But if that clan union were to break down, the city would erupt into civil war, and it's probably not a good thing. It is not ideal, especially if you're here, to be involved in a civil war, but it's also probably not a good thing for the Underdark or anybody, especially if you want armor made. You can't really get armor made if there's a civil war going on.
Sure.
So, as far as everybody is Airday Blackskull for the, I think, Tanner, you guys weren't here last time, were you, for that? Were you here when you guys got arrested?
No.
I was.
Oh, I was here for the arresting, yeah. For the dragon.
Okay, so yeah. So Airday Blackskull was the leader of the Stone Guard, who were the secret police, not the assassination, but the actual, the ones who turn invisible and spy on everybody.
Yep.
Right.
She's the one who thinks there's corruption in the city. She wants you to find out, essentially, find Droki. She thinks she's blaming him. So whoever this guy is, he's getting blamed by pretty much fucking everybody on all sides of this political snafu.
Yeah, I think us having a conversation with Droki one way or another would be all right. But
Political mastermind.
I could be wrong. But don't we want to just get the fucking armor and get out of here?
Absolutely. This is not.
Yeah.
If you can, there's always. There's lots of options.
As a player, I'm intrigued by all this. But I know my character would just be like, nope.
So Hemeth had made arrangements for you to get the armor crafted by the armor smithing clan, which is Clan Thrasgad. So, I mean, like I said, this is yours. You can walk right up to the clan door and ask them to honor the deal. Whether they do or not, it's
Yeah,
a
that's
different issue.
that's the only thing is that with Hemeth dead,
Throws
it kind of throws that into uncertainty. Like we never met with them either, so they don't even know who we actually are.
Yeah,
The
and
dice
we
are
don't-
very unforgiving.
and these people are known. Well, they've shown to be racially charged. Let's say. So I don't see them even talking to us without Hemeth or without a representative, right? So the Flamekeepers will give us the introduction at the very least, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, all of these are an option.
So is that the way to go? We think.
Yeah, let's get them to give us the business.
Yeah.
But let's
try
go
and
kill
find this
some.
guy.
Let's go kill some ghosts.
Oh, violence is wrong.
Let's just go see. Let's just go
Let's
see.
just
I
go
mean,
talk to
it.
somebody.
Who's
I don't
to
want to
say?
start a fight in a whole village and pretty much have the whole village come at us.
Maybe they could help us get the armor for a discount, if you know what I mean.
Didn't see it.
And
Still
then
has to get me
we.
Yes. Okay.
Probably,
Okay.
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Well, let's just see. Let's just see.
Okay.
We Tabaxi have a saying. It is do it loosey goosey.
May the roads lead you to warm sands.
What the fuck was that? Is that
Don't
some
know.
sort of metaphor?
Coach Jurgis, do you have a cold or something? You don't sound right.
Don't worry.
Well, okay then.
Don't tell me my business, Jim.
Well, let's see
All right, so
which way is left.
Going to West Cliff.
If I guess trying to find our way to West Cliff, yes.
Okay. You guys are
Away we
heading
go.
straight to the west class?
Unless we want to do something else, but
It's up to you.
I can't think of anything else that we really
do you
ought
guys-
to be doing.
No, we already went shopping, didn't we? Yeah, we're good then. I think.
So here's the thing I'm going to let you guys know about. I posted about it a couple weeks ago, but I do want you guys to know about the harvesting system we're using. I know I touched on it a little bit, but when you kill something, you can harvest it as long as it's not a sentient. Well, let me clarify that. As long as it isn't a humanoid. Can't harvest
Go
humans.
kill a dragon.
Elves, dwarves. I'm sorry, humans, elves, surface dwarves. If you want to harvest druegar, that is both allowed and it is prepared for.
Oh shit!
Oh, cool.
If it's in the monster manual and it's not an elf, a human, things of that nature, it can be harvested. We'll go over that. Did you end up using that set, Alex?
I haven't prepared. I've been looking it over, but my players haven't actually killed anything in the last session.
Pretty impressive. She did good work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with the whole thing, but I finished my conversion to Fantasy Grounds and posted it.
Nah.
It
Very
took
nice.
3 weeks.
Conceptually, I really like the idea, but I haven't paid for the PDFs yet.
Well, I would. If you want, yes, I have copies. I'm allowed to share. I think I get 2 copies. I'm allowed to share because I converted it to Fantasy Grounds. I get a custom copy.
Nice. Yeah, if you don't mind, I just
I just got it, Alex. For the record, I just got it. I finished it.
Yeah.
I finished it Tuesday. Took me 3 weeks to convert it. It is hundreds of items.
Oh, I bet. Maybe even
All right.
thousands.
Yeah. So straight to the west cleft, then. So when you head to the Great Gates, is what it's known as. So as you make your way to the Great Gates, you don't have to move your tokens. You just leave them there. That's fine. So you make your way along. You take a lift down. It is about 200 feet down, and right away the sound of the hammering, although it's still there, begins filling with more quiet sounds. A little bit of walking here or there, some talking, not much. You're in the residential area. I'm going to zoom in on your map. I should have synced it. But, and the reason why, for your general knowledge, the reason why I don't put a grid on here so you can see the size of the city, that's every 5 feet.
Jesus.
Holy crap.
I mean, yeah, that's every 5 feet, and it's 1 pixel. 1 pixel is 5 feet in this city. So I'll let you imagine the scope of the city. Your eyes haven't done anything that awful to me to deserve that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your way there. There are a number of druegar guards. They essentially stop you and ask you what your business is, and they straight up warn you that the West Clef is a very dangerous place to go. That it is hostile to. They don't send people in there because the Darrow are A, insane, B, aggressive, C, prone to provocation without justification.
Hmm.
I'm actually just thinking, should we have rested up first? Or did we have a rest before we went and saw the dragon?
I honestly don't remember. I'd have to look. Let me take a peek.
We took a rest, and then we
Yes,
got
you guys have
2 fights.
You guys do not have a time. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we should take a rest, because I apparently burned through 3 of my 2nd level spell slots.
Yeah.
that would be
And
Gracklstugh.
that's our one problem, is that on resting, we get like smog intake,
Mm-hmm.
and so like all those spell slots you burned was just lesser restorations.
Okay, yeah, I think I
So
remember.
if we rest and we roll well on our con saves, then it'll pay out. But if we all roll shit, then
That's
you might be
fair.
burning as many or more slots, right?
Yeah, no, fair enough. I forgot about that.
Like we're all at full health.
Yeah, we're all at full health, so yeah, we're fine then. Okay.
I'm also good on spell slots, by the way, just as a aside.
Yeah.
No one
I
cares
mean-
about you.
Oh, heck.
Unless we can find a way of sleeping that's like not gonna fuck us, right?
Get some breathing masks.
We tried to last game, and everybody laughed at us. They were like, "What did the one guy say?" The one guy was like, "That's Gracklstugh for you. The
Pretty
fucking
much.
liver, you die in your sleep." Like,
I mean, hypothetically, eventually, if your body fights it off, hypothetically, you would eventually be able to have some resistance to it, depending on. But how many? It's the classic antibiotics problem. You cure it with antibiotics. When's your body going to be able to fight it off?
True.
it's fair.
Yeah, druid. Your problem.
I could make up some kind of herbal concoction, but there's no fucking trees around here.
It's true.
Fucking
So-
mushrooms, man.
I will say, as a heads up, typically most parties, when they go, considering a 3 to 4 hour game session, most parties spend 8 to 12 games in Gracklstugh.
Right. We're all
No.
gonna get lung cancer. Okay.
That's an average. That is not a guarantee, but. So, you still wanting to go in there, or do you guys want to go rest? Do you want to?
Let's go in.
Yeah, I think we.
Be
Yeah.
bold.
In fact, I dare say, do we have a way of being extra quiet?
You do. It's a group stealth check. Here's how it works. Group stealth check is everybody rolls a stealth check. There's a DC. If the DC is 12, for example, if a majority of the party passes, it's considered successful. It isn't. The 5th edition's nice. It doesn't require everybody to pass. It's just a majority.
Apologies for the meta talk here, but you're like a ninja monk, right, Ben?
Yeah, don't you have that, like, shadow step
Yes,
aura?
actually, I've got Give me one
pass
second.
without a trace.
That's what it was.
Yeah, pass without trace. Let me double check that here. Way of Shadow. I actually kind of forgot about that. But yes, I do indeed have that ability. I could spend key to cast pass without trace.
Nice.
So if we can,
Ophelia has 1 second level spell used. I wanted to let you guys know that because
Okay,
I just
cool.
pulled it up.
if we can like ninja our way through this, could be worth it. Otherwise, like it doesn't make. I never like splitting the party, but it doesn't make sense to send like just me in, and then like I can be stealthy, just see where this Brokey guy goes to.
I could like turn into some kind of small animal that you can keep with you
Yeah, that could be good.
if you need backup. But
I don't plan on getting in a fight. Like it's been, like,
if we want to split it up, anyways. But
it's pitch black down here, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like they can't see me unless they
Correct.
have true sight or something,
Or light.
or light source. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So like I correct me if I'm wrong, Tony. That means I have advantage on my stealth checks because I'm considered invisible then.
You have advantage on your you have advantage on your attack rolls. You do not need to make a stealth check unless somebody can see invisible. So
Okay.
if you're invisible, you don't need to make a stealth roll. If you can be seen, you have to make a stealth roll. So if somebody, for the dragon, for example, you would need to make a stealth roll for him, but
Right.
you can make one. That way I'll just use it if somebody can see invisible, and we'll
Okay.
disregard it if they can't see invisible. They just fucking can't see.
So like I can theoretically go in there so long as they can't see me. I guess they maybe have magic, so maybe they can. I don't know, but if they can't see me, like I can go in there, and then Droki might even slow down when he gets into this area, right?
Who knows?
yeah,
Who knows?
I have no idea.
But
I don't even know if he has dark vision.
It's fast as heck.
but like I'm the idea was getting in a fight. Does that turn into like us versus the entire fucking like homeless population of this area? Like
You have to get out of there pretty quick.
yeah.
Homeless
So.
population.
Bum fight.
I mean, to make it more entertaining for the whole party, like we could go in stealthy, and I could just like maybe take the lead.
Yeah, you can scout kind of.
Yeah, and then that way, like at the very least, if you guys do get ambushed, I can ambush the ambushers.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like splitting up a party. Let's all go in.
Okay.
But say I can go ahead and do the pass without trace anyway because it says right here, veil of shadows and silence radiates from us, masking us and companions. So every creature that's within 30 feet of me, including myself, has a +10 bonus to dexterity, stealth, and we cannot be tracked by magical means. So
Nice.
that should, take care of our stealth issue if we need to, be sneaky and everything.
I'm pretty sure we're all like ridiculous. I think our sneaking is also pretty stacked, unless I'm
not that stealthy, but I'm also not stealthy. So
3 out of
Yes.
5 being stealth
Just to put
focused.
something out there real quick, because I just made a connection point. So, and something that happened last game, there are drow in the dock ward right now that were like keeping an eye on us. And at first we were like, "Oh shit!" And then like it seemed pretty evident that they weren't willing to outright attack us because they would have been attacked by the druegar then.
Mhm.
But like so like they know that we're here. I assume it's the guys who have been tracking us this whole time. I didn't know. So pass without the trace makes it so that however they've been tracking us theoretically won't work anymore. So that's just something to keep in mind. Like when we leave the city, maybe we need to pass without a trace for.
Yeah, they
How long
can't
does that
track
last for?
They wouldn't be able to track us.
1 hour. Pass
Okay.
without trace is a concentration spell up to 1 hour. So
That would be sweet if we could do that for like a day.
I feel like he'd have to use all his key points for that day.
well,
Yeah.
keep in mind I can regain all of my key points on a short rest. So long as I have like maybe half an hour to rest, I can gain all 4 of my key points back.
And if
Fucking
we're just
all
like on a
5,
boat, you
sorry.
basically just don't row, and then you just
Yeah.
keep constantly casting.
That could be huge for us though, in terms of like getting these guys off our ass when we finally do
Mhm.
leave.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so what's the plan? I'm gonna go 30 feet ahead of you guys
Stealth
or
ahead.
whatever.
We're
and then
gonna
stealth behind.
go stealth behind you.
Okily dokily.
You want us
Plus
to roll
10?
stealth rolls there, Tony?
Yes, I do.
So we have a plus 10 to whatever we roll, I guess.
Beauty. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. We're all like,
I am not that stealthy.
we're
But
pretty
dice
stealthy,
rolls.
most of us.
So that would be 31, 31, 33, 26, and 14.
Woohoo! 14.
Group stealth roll rules apply.
Beauty.
Sweet. You guys can make up for my shortcomings.
All right. So you move in, and as you move into the glories of the
I'm just
Darrow
marking off key
territory,
points here since I'm using whatchamacallit there.
Nice.
as you are passed through the gates, you can tell the gates open, and you can tell there's a reason why these gates are soundproof and so thick and go all the way up. The stench in the air changes from the acrid and metallic smell of Gracklstugh to the fetid and repugnant smell of the West Cleft. The fires of industry have been replaced by the smell and taste in the air of squalor. The homes in this part of Gracklstugh are crudely carved from the rock, or really just holes that somebody has knocked into the rock, some of them only about 2 feet deep, as the occupant has climbed into the hole just enough to shelter them and claimed it as their residence. The chatter in the air is unnerving. There are hundreds of Darrow in this first small area, muttering, screaming at each other, otherwise reveling in their insanity. The few people that turn to look over at you seem to be not noticing you, but the sheer fact that they had something draw their attention causes them to growl.
Hmm. Ghost Circus doesn't like that. No, sir.
Guys, just shove some moss up your nose and you'll be able to smell anything.
Okay. So, here's how this works. You guys are going to wander around, I'm guessing,
Mm-hmm.
and look for what?
Throaky.
I don't know if you can hear,
Looking for his hat.
but I got some loud music on for your enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
Some,
Yeah, I heard that.
So, for you guys are going to have to, you guys are presumably doing the, let me check this. Presumably doing the pass without trace. How long does that last? Let me ask that.
1 hour.
Okay, so how many times can you cast it?
I can cast that 2 times because I have 5 key points max. That is before
Okay.
I need a rest to regain whatever key points I've already expended.
Assuming you guys are going to use that, you don't need to make stealth rolls. Your plus 10 is higher than their passive. So, with that being said, you can do one person can do a group perception check with advantage per hour you spend searching this area. So you have 2 hours before you have to retreat.
Nice.
So
Yeah, okay.
you spend an hour wandering around.
Alright, I have +7 perception.
I have
Maybe
plus
make that
8.
roll.
I have
Oh, okay,
plus
then
8.
+8. Then go for it. Why is yours so high?
Mm-hmm.
Expertise.
The
I only have a
stupid.
plus
I hate
4,
that.
so
Fucking rogues.
Rogue Rangers, yeah.
So you search for roughly an hour. and it is not too long before you see that telltale picture I sent you of the hat. The
Oh, I
Dirty
missed that.
Darrow is very easy to recognize. His pale face under a floppy hat fitted with two tentacle-like things uh, bob up and down as he is moving. Can't
All right.
deny you this picture. You
The
gotta
uh,
see
the
that.
yeah, he's
And
awesome. The
and
moment that I see him, I'm casting Hunter's Mark on him.
okay, what does Hunter's Mark do? Remind me.
So I'm hoping that it's not overtly like, haha. But like basically, I put a mark on him, and like one, I get 1d6 extra damage on attacks on him.
Mhm.
But and you have advantage on wisdom, so perception or survival checks to find it. So as he like runs away, like even if I lose sight of him, my mark's still on him, so I can like track him, I guess, better.
Okay, so you cast Hunter's Mark on him, and obviously, like every other spell, you can't be hidden in casting spells.
Right.
So he
Well, I'm still
turns
invisible, right?
well, kind of. Yes, you are invisible, but you can be seen or you can be heard talking. So you're, and it does draw the attention of everybody else. So
Okay.
Droki turns to you, and he says in a repetitive set of phrases at different volumes. You're not, and he's not looking at you. Obviously, you're invisible, but you don't. He's just saying out loud.
Drunky is late. Drunky is late. They will be so angry. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Delays, blocks, and procrastination and obstructions. No time, no rhyme, not mine, no time.
And he
Hmm.
takes off running.
Alright, so we follow him.
I will leave that up to you, but we're going to take a 5-minute break so I can use the restroom.
Sounds good.
Oh no.
I heard that.
We're gonna
Like,
catch
what
him.
fell? That sounded very loud.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
What are we getting for food?
Let's go and discuss this offline.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, let's kill a Droki. Or at least steal his boots.
Yes.
Could you imagine how fast me or Spirit could be with like whatever's making him faster?
You could do that. Tabaxi rogue monk, or that Tabaxi monk build that lets you move about a mile in 6 seconds.
Yeah.
I like it.
Have you guys seen that?
That's
I've
part of the
only
reason
read
why I was
about it
looking for
in-
Boots of Speed when we were doing our shopping earlier.
Yeah, I read that somewhere in the dark web, right beside the midget porn, and I knew it was wrong.
It's too bad that, Monk really doesn't, cross-class well with other classes, because I'd be so tempted just to, cross over into, a magic class just so I can learn haste.
Oh my god.
If only we had a wizard who could cast haste on you.
I know.
But alas, all we have is a little white dragon.
Yeah.
Alright, I am back. Looks like we got everything.
We do.
Alright. We get to do one of the more fun things. So you're going to try and chase Brokey down.
Yes, or at least track him to where he's going.
That's fair. What's the range on that spell?
Well, that's subjective. So the range is 90 feet, but that's the casting, right?
Correct. The range on a spell is... Does it state a range?
No.
So as long as it's not... It technically is. The casting range... I mean, it depends on how it's done, but typically the casting range is only required at the time of casting.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the probably most commonly misapplied rules by DMs, well, that's the range of the spell. Once you get out of that range, no, that's the range that's required for the spell.
Yeah, like the way that I comprehend the spell anyways is that because you can upcast it, which I didn't. But when you upcast it at 3rd or 4th level, it lasts for 8 hours, and if you cast it at 5th level, it lasts for 24 hours. I take it as being like at that point, if you cast it on somebody, you're expecting them to move like a good distance, like miles away from you, right? But then you can keep tracking them.
Yeah, it doesn't have a range. I pulled it up. It doesn't say a range. It doesn't have a range. He doesn't get out of range. The only exception is the same exception that is there for every single spell in the book. That is, it doesn't work when someone's behind total cover.
Okay.
So you mark him. You have advantage on your perception checks and your checks to track him. You would still have checks to, it isn't GPS. You don't know his exact location, but you will have advantages on finding his tracks.
It's kind of like the Witcher sense, where his footprints glow red.
Yes, and that is a kick-ass game.
Mm-hmm.
I love that game.
It's one of my favorite games. Witcher 3 is definitely on my top 5.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we'll let my white hair tumble down my back and track him.
I've been playing Final Fantasy recently to kill time.
That's good too.
What
Alright.
Final Fantasy?
14, the online one.
Oh yeah, nice.
You're not playing any classic WoW?
No, I wasn't big into classic. I played classic WoW, but I played it a lot, but I never did the raids and stuff, so I never got huge into it. And I remember what classic WoW is, so I don't have a nostalgia effect. The only people that have a nostalgia effect are people that didn't actually play classic WoW.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that people were during the beta, people were reporting bugs, and then it just turned out that they existed only because the quality of life experience, features from new WoW weren't in the game in classic WoW. So everyone was like, "Why isn't this working?" It's like, no, that's just how it was, dude.
There's a quest.
There's no quest markers, right? That's fucked.
There's no quest markers. There's no guidance. So there's this quest chain you get inside of a dungeon, and it ends with you killing this guy named Hogger.
Yeah.
And his respawn time was 6 minutes. and on any given day, he'd die tons of times. So like those lines, if you've probably seen the memes, somebody tag him right before you hit him, and then you would wait 6 minutes. So you would literally spend 20, 30, 40 minutes doing nothing in game but waiting for a monster to spawn.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but people actually, like, they're queuing up to get into the servers, and then they're queuing up to get the quests, because, like, they're waiting in lines in game.
It kind of sounds like my thing at PAX. It was like I really wanted to play like the Pokemon or Luigi's Mansions lines, but they had the lines capped, and they were like, "Yeah, even if you were in line, like the wait time for this is like 3.5 hours." And I'm like, "Fuck that, not for a 20-minute demo."
Okay, so you're taking off chasing him. Who is chasing Droki, and who is staying hidden?
Kostrikis is staying hidden.
Staying hidden.
Let's say I'll stay hidden as well, because I'm like, I mean, I could chase after him, but I think I kind of need to stay within 30 feet of the other guys to keep him hidden.
Yeah, I
wondering if you'd remember that.
kind of figured this would happen. I'm chasing Roki by myself, but carefully.
Okay, so you're gonna chase him. What is your max speed?
Potentially 180 feet.
Okay, so
But on a good day, we'll call it 90.
Okay, so let's start with. We didn't dictate how far away he was when you saw him, so we'll just. Well, that's just unfortunate for you.
And that's a good point. My intent is not even really to catch him per se.
Okay.
My intent is like, so he's running somewhere. I want to know where he's running to.
That's fair. So, let's say in this urban environment, if you can keep him within 200 feet of eyesight, you can see him.
But if you get within 50 feet, he'll spot you.
But
and then you'll fail the mission.
But I'll hide in my box and be okay.
Well, I shit you not. I rolled 3 percentile dice to see how far away you were. That's all 3 of my rolls.
Okay.
Sick.
And his movement speed is 500?
No. We'll put him 60 feet away from you. I was just testing to see what those rolls would be, and that's just ridiculous. 295s back to back out of hundreds. Okay. So he takes off running, you take off chasing. He takes off. The first thing he does is, in the most unusual display you've seen, he clicks his heels together.
Hell yeah.
2 times and hauls ass. So, starting at 60 feet away from you, his first turn, he is going to move a good distance. So let's start with some initiative between you two, assuming the rest of the party is following as close as is reasonable to maintain their...
Yeah. I don't think we can't really do too much else either way.
We can do double movement. What's your double movement speed for Kostrikis?
30. What do you think I am? Some kind of short boy who can't move quick?
Yeah, okay. So we're both 60, so we'll go at like 60, but like they're obviously going to take off like away from us.
Yeah.
So Droki starts running. You start running.
By the way, technically on my first turn, I can go 120 feet.
Okay. So what is the first thing you're going to do? Are you going to... you have the movement to run up to him. You're 60 feet away. Are you going to just let him go? Or are you going to try and capture him? What are you doing?
How tight are the boots on his feet?
Very tight.
Shit.
Let me get those boots, dog.
Okay, so I'm gonna get like within 15 feet of him. No, within 10 feet of him, and then just like stop.
Fair enough.
So like,
okay.
I want to tail him. I'm invisible, but I want to tail him like decently close, and I'm getting super close because I expect him to take off.
Duly noted. He takes his first movement. He dashes, double move. He moves 120 feet in his first round.
Okay.
So at this point, After that first round, we're going to treat this as an urban chase. Rolling on the urban chase, he rolls and gets no complication for you. And he is 130 feet. I wrote that wrong. Distance is 130 feet. How far do you want to move?
I'll move my phone like 90 feet after him.
Okay. And roll a d20, please.
I'd love to.
All right. So as you're running through, a Darrow chucks a pot of feces out, and it seems to get in Droki's way. He tries to do a dexterity saving throw here, and fails and gets hit, covered in the urine and feces from the chamber pot, and his speed is reduced by 20 feet. And now
Yay, it's
his
poopy.
movement is now 80 feet for this round, which he does move his full 80 feet, putting the distance between you from 40 up to 120. And he rolls for you, and a beggar, Darrow, reaches out to ask you for a copper. And how do you want to handle him? Do you want to just, do you want to try and talk to him? You want to scare him? You want to just body check him? You want to dodge him? What are we trying to do here? Where's your morality set at?
Well, so first of all, I'm invisible, right?
Yes and no.
But I get the interaction. So, I'm just gonna try and like sidestep him.
Acrobatic.
Yeah. Okay.
Easily dodge him.
Okay. Cool.
He's a beggar. I mean, in fairness, a standard skill check is 12.
Cool.
Give me a d20.
Oh, that didn't go. There we go. Nice.
Go. No complication for.
Oh.
But you moved your 90 feet, right?
Yep.
All right. At the end of your turn, the distance was 30 feet, and he moves his entire 120 feet this time, putting the distance up to 150 feet. But luckily for you, he didn't seem to be running that far, and you are, for all intents and purposes, invisible, and he ducks around a corner. You do lose sight of him as he dives around a corner into a stack of boxes and barrels and things of that nature. And the rest of the party is making their way up. But as you round the corner, it's essentially a huge area of a huge area of clutter and junk and trash and things like that. When you are trying to kind of locate where he's at, you're going to have to. You stayed within 200 feet for 4 rounds. Or, I'm sorry, 3 rounds, and that was really all he had to run there. If you want to find him, you're going to have to track him at that point.
Okay. Yep. So it's survival check.
It is.
Cool. And then that advantage because my spell's still in effect?
It is.
Beautiful.
So you are able to, you have to stop, obviously, and wait for the party to, as you are looking around, the party starts to catch up. As they do catch up, pardon me, I didn't want to make a loud noise there. So as you take a look, you are moving around, and you find his footprints. You track him, and give me one more survival check at advantage again.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh,
that was the exact same roll, eh?
It was.
Like
So
both.
Tracking him, especially with Hunter's Mark, you manage to find a fissure, a narrow fissure in the chasm wall, hidden by scraps of cloth gray sheets of canvas, moldy boxes, clearly intentionally stacked up to hide the fissure. The fissure is tall and wide enough for a medium creature to squeeze through, first 10 feet, and then continues for about 50 feet at an average of 5 feet in width, and then drops off at a slope downwards. The fissure is leaking wisps of eerie green tinged fog.
Uh-oh!
That is strange. Okay. He's in there. Let's go in quietly, yes? And remember, we maybe are not looking for fight.
I never look for a fight.
Good. Yes. You agree with the plan, yes, Ghost Jerkus?
Yes, is good plan.
Okay. What do we do if Droki tries to leave while we're in there? Like we see him running out.
Slip him up.
That's aggressive.
But maybe the way to go. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Does anyone have
Everybody
a way
going down?
Does anyone have a way of catching him, like a net or a snare or?
No, I don't have my entangle spell, but
I say I don't have any nets.
Can grease the floor.
Okay. Yeah. Make him slip and fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. Roland, I have seen you many times turn into various creatures. Is it perhaps one of them, like that one time you were a spider, yes?
yes.
Could you maybe, web up the passage, the fissure after we go in, and that way, like nobody can leave while we're in there.
Don't think any of the spiders I can turn into have kind of webs. Good double check though.
Let me just really quickly give you a little test, a little taster.
I'll let you look into that.
I'm looking into it.
Who's all going down? Everybody?
Yes, because Jerkus is. He might be one of the only people who can actually fit.
No, we could all fit, right?
Well, for now.
Oh yeah, I guess it could get smaller. Also, I guess maybe we should test what that fume is.
I mean, I could also stand out guard here as a sentinel, just in case he decides that if we don't have a web, I could try to body check the door.
Well, like there's an okay chance that this is where the ghosts are, right?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we go in and we find the egg and find out who Droki is working for. If it's just a ghost, then okay. Maybe find the it's a good time to scout. And I do not want to leave you behind, my friend. I would fear for your safety.
Let's say I can head on in. That won't be a problem too. So.
Oh! This is a fissure, not like a door, right? Just for
Correct.
clarity?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can shoot a web, but it says that it's more for restraining an individual, not really blocking a doorway. I don't know. That'd be probably more up to Tony if I could do that, but
I mean, you could.
I could
It
try.
it wouldn't function just like web, or you could web him. Ben, you disconnected.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I'm here.
No, but from
Oh,
Fantasy
Some
Grounds.
fantasy.
yeah. I'm not surprised. All
Well,
right.
hey, that was a pretty good amount of time before a technical flaw.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. It doesn't seem to be. It seems to be one person. I don't. No offense, Ben, but it seems to be you. It doesn't
Well,
like Ben.
I am running some laundry, so that might have something to do with it, since I am running off of Wi-Fi.
That's fair.
But-
Anyhow.
Okay, how about this? We go in,
Okay.
see what we can see.
Okay.
If we see Droki and think we have a chance to catch him, let's try and catch the little fucker, no? And then take his boots.
Yes.
Take his boots. I love it.
Oh, and ask him questions or whatever, you know.
Oh. Could a blanket function as a net?
No.
Oh.
I like it though.
Does anybody know how to weave rope into a net?
I don't think we have time for that.
It's true.
Let's go in.
Okay.
Maybe let's do the thing with the rock and the paper and the scissors to see who goes first to smell.
Okay.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, go.
okay. Rochambeau.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't do that. I was also gonna be doing rock.
We all.
Oh, Spirit. So sorry, you lost. So you need to go smell
Yes.
because everybody knows rock squishes paper. So you know.
Yeah, rock just busts through paper.
Yes.
Everybody knows this.
Unfair game, I know, but what can you do?
Rock is the ultimate go. Like, you always go rock.
It's true,
It
it's
beats
true.
everything else. Why else go anything else?
Last I checked, it was paper that beats rock, but fine. Since I'm the odd person out, I'll go do it.
No. That is Tabaxi way, but we are playing common way, you know.
Yeah, whatever.
You got over the mummy, right? You should be fine.
Yes. You have proven quite resilient.
I was about to say, if things go south again. So,
So you head down.
Yep.
Right, Spirit? You're
Yep.
the guinea pig. You're the
Yeah.
canary in the mine.
yeah, might as well.
So the narrow corridor from the west cleft after 50 feet opens up into a long cavern. The fog, the eerie green fog, doesn't seem to, thus far, have any negative effects on it. The glow of phase res casts an eerie soft light across this cavern, swirling in a spiral pattern and casting dancing shadows from the jagged pillars lining the walls. The air and smells and tastes slightly metallic. The sounds around you are strangely muted. Although you're in a corridor, the dripping of water, for example, makes no echo, as if you were standing in open air. That being said, here is your map. And here are your tokens.
Hooray.
Him, of course. And I think we are missing Spirit for some reason.
Uh-huh.
The person who isn't here is here.
There he is. He's on here. He just was marked differently.
Alright.
So, as you empty out into, you are looking down a corridor.
I'll just.
Do you want
slowly-
us to roll new stealth checks, Tony? Or
Yes, if you guys are going to be moving stealthily, you will need to mark new stealth checks.
God dang diddly dang it.
Woohoo! Super stealthy. Natural 20.
Nice. Very nice.
do we still get the plus 10? Or
As far as I know, you only used 1 hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Are
I
you
haven't
using another
recast
2 key points?
I could, but the thing is, at this point, it would only affect myself, unless. Hang on. Where is pointers? Unless. Oh.
That's
that
cool.
Does not tell me how long that is. Alright. Yeah. Let's say if I'm at the center of that circle, they would have to be within that circle for my whatchamacallit to work.
Okay. Are you guys gonna have him cast it and stay in the circle?
I think we'll be. I think.
I think we'll be. I don't know. I'm good. I got like natural 20, but I obviously don't know that. But
Yeah.
I think you can hold off for now.
All right.
If you're, especially if you're guinea pigging.
Yeah. I'd rather go ahead and use the key points, so in case, like, say, a mummy comes up in front of me, I could figure to blow it to death.
Just
Fair.
exactly like I described it.
Right, well, I will go ahead. I will stick to the walls and just kind of slowly make my way down to it. Just keeping as silent as possible.
Is he still in the fog at this point, or?
The fog is dissipated. It's dispersed into a larger area.
Okay.
So it's still there, but it's spread out. You have more. There's more room.
I think we'd follow him in once we see that like he hasn't fallen over dead, right?
yeah,
Right.
Which is how poison works.
Yeah, of course.
I got lesser restoration. If we're somebody's starting to cough up blood or something.
Good.
Terrifying.
Okay, so right there, you see a couple things. Let me unmask,
Okay.
and we are, by the way, getting closer and closer to Fantasy Grounds Unity, which I am very happy.
Gonna be nice.
Corridor, a chamber to your left. There's a larger chamber to your right, and further down, not going to unmask a whole lot, but there is water. So, to the right, you see nothing of any substantial number. To the left, you see Droke standing before a narrow crack in the wall. He is not looking at you. He does not seem to be aware of you with your 31 stealth check, but he is actually seeming just recently arrived there. This sounds good. We'll have everybody roll initiative, but those of you who are the tokens locked?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I did not mean to lock them. I must have clicked a button somewhere.
So
Apologies.
that was why I rolled initiative, is because I was going to move my token over here, like up against this wall, and when I noticed the tokens were locked, I'm like, shit! Fight time!
That was accidental. So
Yeah.
if you want to roll initiative, you can. If you're not attacking him, you don't need to. I thought you were
No.
attacking.
No, I was not attacking him. I thought we were under attack. That was why I did that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you move up.
Force of habit.
I understand. So Droki, as you are switching to the other side, he leans down, rummages around in a bed of fungus, and as he does it, you hear him say,
I'm late. I'm never late.
and he pops a mushroom, a short mushroom, into his mouth, eating it whole, And as he does so, he shrinks to the size of a miniature, a Dungeons and Dragons miniature,
Oh, that's so cool.
and runs through the crack.
That's pretty cool. I wanted to see if I could identify the exact mushroom that he ate.
You can attempt.
Well, I just tried to do that perception.
Ah, that is a good check. I will give you advantage on your attempt to find it later. How about that?
Okay.
All right. Droki takes off.
Okay.
Shit, we got to follow him.
So fast!
I wonder how long the effects of that mushroom last.
No kidding. Do we do rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay.
Oh, I'll go.
Coach Circus, you sure you would like to go first? Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, check down there a little bit more before we go up.
Okay. So let me unmask, and then I will give you a description. We'll jump to the other people. This is a large chamber. I didn't lower my map long enough. You're going to get a partially unmasked while I get these corners down here on my second pass. Just little edges. So at the back of the chamber, it has another exit. So there is that. As you venture near this cavern, you are overwhelmed with a stench of rotting meat. The floor is carpeted with the remains of humanoids, dwarves, elves, mostly dwarves and Darrow. Various stages of decomposition. The most recent is probably 4 or 5 months old. So, I mean, still 4 or 5 months old is
Pretty old.
pretty old and rancid. But they're definitely not bones yet. They're still flesh stinking. Arranged around the area is a spiral pattern around the cave's center. An off-kilter paper is sitting in the middle, but the symbol looks familiar to something you have seen before. If those of you who remember, I don't remember which of you did it, but one of you did some medicine checks back in Slublu Dop. That symbol matches the symbol that was arranged with Shushar's organ.
Oh.
Oh, for another day?
That is a whole lot of not my problem.
I don't really want to go into the center of that room right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and the other room.
It's just an idea. I don't know. Do we go after him? I guess maybe we could wait here, no? And then when he comes back, we grab him, or
Set up a trap? I guess we could.
or do we think that he just goes that way and then leaves some other way that way?
Another way. Nah, he probably comes back this way. I would say.
You think so? Yeah.
I don't know.
This
Fair,
could be
fair.
how he gets to the Blade Bazaar. Like, this is probably like his way in and out of Gracklstugh.
Like the docks, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. So we could be waiting here a long time then.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
He starts like rummaging through the mushrooms, but not really like in depth looking for it. If that makes any sense.
You just
It's-
randomly
He's
rummaging.
not with an intent to eat any of them, but he's just like digging through the mushrooms.
I will try to help you find the one that he ate.
Okay. That's a nature check, I apologize, to find it.
Survival
And-
check to not die.
And
To
I get
not die. Advantage because of your perception.
nice.
Ooh.
I tried.
So you rummage around and you do not find any mushrooms specifically which one it is. But luckily, with your perception, you were able to identify 2 mushrooms in the patch of fungus that were very odd. The first one is a 4-inch tall mushroom with a thin stem and a wide purple cap. Let me change this title right here. Purple capped mushroom. There we go. I will put, there are, let's see, give me a D10, please. All right. Put them on the party sheet. There are 15 mushrooms. It should be just labeled purple cap mushroom. And give me a D4 as well. So the last one is you find 2 of the mushrooms. These have blue caps with white spot, and there are 2 of them, both of which are on the party sheet at this point.
Okay. So, Coastercus, which one would you like to? Because I did not get a good enough look, apparently. I only have 2 of the one. Yeah, okay. I was about to say. Could be misleading. All right, eat it. See what happens.
Okay. He eats the blue mushroom.
All right. So the blue mushroom.
Roll a new character.
So you have 2 choices. I deleted one. You can roll a saving throw or voluntarily fail the saving throw to learn the effect of the mushroom.
Let's do it.
No. Oh,
Let's do it live.
You forego the saving throw, and you shrink.
Yeah, boy. He lets out a scream as he shrinks, and it diminishes in size as he does.
Nice.
He starts running around.
All right, who wants to eat the other blue mushroom?
Spirit, go with him.
Me?
You have the tracker's mark.
Fuck.
Or
Okay, I'll
hunter's
go
mark.
with him. Fine. Okay. Okay, but listen, you guys have to defend this area, yes? And if you hear us yelling, screaming, you break hole. You come get us, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, give me
We'll do what we
mushroom.
can.
All right, Earl hands over the other blue mushroom.
Smoke begrudgingly eats it.
How does
Kinda wanna
connection
find out
lost
what this
again?
mushroom
There we
does.
go.
All right. Coast Jerkus and Smoke. Eating shrooms, having fun.
Coast Circus tries to fit into the hole, but realizes that the mushroom was just making him hallucinate that he shrank, and he's actually the same size.
Okay.
I technically could turn into a small enough creature to follow you, but then that would burn off my last wild shape. So
And so you guys run down. There is a small stone ledge that goes across a flowing, not raging, it's just flowing river. And it continues on the other side.
Are our stealth checks holding up, or do you want us to roll new ones?
They're perfectly fine.
Hooray!
So, rolling as you expected, you move down there and you see a pool of water. And on the other side, you see a retreating figure of full size.
Oh.
Quickly fades out of sight. But this specific area, the tunnel slopes down to the edge of a large pool. It fills the cavern ahead. The opposite shore is quite a distance away for you. It's from point to point, it's about 45 feet. It's not really jumpable. Nothing can be seen beneath the surface of this rancid black water.
Yeah, I don't really want to touch that. I feel like it's another pudding.
It's just one ooze.
Too many, yeah, I've just had too many encounters with those fucking things. I'm not gonna risk it.
Quiet and sneaky. That's the name of the game.
I did not see what kind of mushroom he ate to get out of there, so
This is it.
you're on your own.
We could just say tiny, and then the big bat. It just takes us like 3 days to walk across a room.
Give me a perception check, Roland, please. Oh, nice. So you did see that he ran up ahead. You don't know how far, but you know that at some distance he took a right.
Oh fuck!
I don't know if I don't want to yell too. I guess I'll yell. Hang a Randy at some point.
Yeah.
Like loud enough so they can hear, but tried not to get too loud. I guess so. Echo. I don't know how well it would echo. Doesn't matter. Sorry.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Die's been
echo
cast.
hardly at all.
Oh, cool.
You notice that the whole area is muffled, as I said. There's no echoing in here. Something about this fair is dampening the sound.
Can I make a survival check to see if I can like make it any tracks?
You can. It's at advantage.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Nope.
You're not able to track him. That 11 was insufficient.
You didn't. Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We got to go find Randy.
Okay. Wait.
What?
The mushrooms.
You think we must eat one to get big? Yeah.
Maybe.
Hmm.
What's our movement speed when we're tiny?
You are a third the size. I'm sorry, 20. You're 10 feet.
All right. This is gonna take us a while. So yeah, we probably should try and find a mushroom to eat.
Is there any like extra tiny small mushrooms, or is there any big mushrooms that have like just a bite taken out of them?
Well, there are none around here that have that, but there is a collection of the similar mushrooms, purple and blue, on this side too.
Oh. He picks a purple one and just fucking eats it.
Save and throw.
No, thank you.
You grow back to normal size.
Yay!
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, double that.
Eat a purple one on this side. See what happens.
Oh, that seems
Mushrooms
like a bad idea.
are. The mushrooms are now identified.
Is there enough that we can, on this side, that we could pick additional ones?
Yes.
All right.
This side, it's It's the opposite. 1d10 and 1d4.
All right. I'll roll them.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a D10. Yep.
There you go. 15 pygmy warts and one. I'm sorry. Yes, 2 big wigs.
Do you guys mind if Kostricus holds on to these?
Nope.
Go for it.
Awesome.
Who's got? We should have figured this out. Who's got the bag of holding right now?
Probably one of you guys.
It's in the party sheet.
Oh fuck. How do you it's shift, right? Yeah. It's just bag.
Cool,
Alright. Here we
Kinda wanna
go.
Try eating a bigwig. Should I try eating a bigwig?
I feel like you should probably try that not in a confined area.
That's fair.
Okay, let's go.
Because I'm already giant. I want to know if I turn more giant.
That is how we beat the Demigorgon. Just make a giant roll and to fight it.
Alright, Spirit, what are we going to do to pass the time?
All right. If you want, Coach Jerkus, you can tag that at. Actually, I'll do it for you. I'll tag
Sure thing.
that to the bottom of your items here. Where are they at? Bigwig mushrooms. They function as enlarge. And
Nice.
reduce. So, I mean, it's a short duration.
Mm-hmm. Still, I think being able to become
Who took the pygmy? Did you?
I did, yeah, they're called blue capped. Still.
Oh, I must have not. I thought I identified them all, but I'll find them and mess with them in a minute.
Yep.
There we go. Now it's identified. It's labeled as pygmy wart. Is the name
Hooray.
of that particular mushroom.
We have so many doses of this. This is gonna be
Oh,
if I don't forget about these, this is gonna be fucking insane.
So I will tag it there at the bottom, and we'll just keep that running. So as for those of you who are moving further ahead, separating from the party, as ends well in almost every single instance that happens, you guys move down, and I don't know your exact vision distance, but I tend to just unmask till the point where you can see, and we will go around.
I can see 90 feet in darkness.
So this is what this cavern looks like, and you now know the source of the green fog. There's that. A dense fungal forest blocks your way. Its tallest specimens grow more than 5 feet high. Even as you assess the best way to pass through it, a hissing sound starts to rise like uncounted tiny voices whispering in tongues that you don't understand.
Not that way.
Somewhere deep inside, you can hear the soft hissing voice.
Wake, never take.
Oh no!
So we gotta go that way, huh? I do speak spore. Rapport spores?
Rapport spores? Those are, you have those when a stool is around.
Oh, fuck. If only we had our little friend.
You think we could peek our way around these corners up here and just see what's what?
Absolutely. I am not zoomed all the way up there, so I am somewhere else. Okay, so I didn't know which one you were looking at.
Just the other right path.
I'm looking left, dude, to see.
All right. I'll just go down as far as my map allows in that direction. And in this direction, I'll have to scoot my map over to give you more of the other direction. Both, all three pretty much are nondescript caves that just run down, except for the one to the right. You see a massive crack in the floor that is extending outward from a massive crack in the wall.
Yeah, I'll go take a quick look at the crack in the wall. What's in there? It's a little bit less terrifying than hissing mushrooms, so. But not much.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Just so we're on the same page, Smoke, you did eat.
Yes. Yeah, I'm regular size.
So it is a crevice that you could walk through. It's not. It's about 5 feet down. But yeah, I mean, you can walk through it. Not in your current size, but you could do it.
Now that I'm further down the hallway can I see a little bit further down, or is it like just the same?
It turns
Okay.
that corner. Oh, my apologies. I misunderstood the corridor you're standing. Yes,
Yep.
it can. It extends, and in a very strange turn of events, it ends in a stone door.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm very nervous,
Uh-huh.
but I kind of want to eat a mushroom and go down this corridor. This crevasse. This fissure.
I think you can just I think you can just fit in it. Is that what you said, Tommy? It's like it's
Not,
gotta-
not in its current size.
You're gonna have to grease up
Oh.
that kobold a little bit to fit him in there. Yeah, I'll eat a pygmy wart and just like.
Okay,
Go.
we're going to need an additional stealth check for that one.
Gotcha. Where are my skills? Fuck.
In a decade after Japan. All right. You very loudly move down this way. How far are you going to go?
I'll keep going. I'd have to go to like here to see it, wouldn't I? There we go.
So let me get this unmasked, and then you get a description.
All right.
You won. Let's show him what he won. So this area has the glow of Pharazes that shifts across this chamber. If almost like it's being pushed by a wind, the way fog moves when it's windy, that's what it looks like. The Pharazes is being moved. It flows toward and around the large mesa and continues to spiral in a tornado-like fashion, very slowly, not any threat, but upwards. The ceiling of the cavern is too dark and high for you to see, even though your dark vision should allow you to see. You hear murmurs and whispers coming from atop the mesa. The problem and the surprising fact is that when you do hear these whispers, the unusual fact that the tunnel is actually empty. There are numerous dead bodies laying around. One of them seems to be still breathing, but he's unconscious.
Okay.
So there seems to have been a battle in this room within the last hour or two. Give me an intelligence check real quick, just straight intelligence.
Gotcha. Give me a sec. Wherever it is, there it is.
Nice.
Oh, that was almost a
Oh.
20. Oh my
That
god.
is a 20 on my screen. What the fuck?
It
Yeah,
literally
Yeah.
it rolled as a 20 and then it just tilted over to a 2. Oh my
Fuck.
god.
It is. You recognize the people or the dead guy or dying guy as someone who has an empty scabbard at his hip and no weapon. There are 3 other bodies in the room. The 3 other bodies are rotting, so they're old. There are no sign of who they were fighting, but he has burn marks on his body.
I think I'm gonna scuttle on back. I don't think Coast Jerkers would fuck with this alone. So he scampers on back out and finds smoke rather.
Okay.
What did you see?
Dead ones.
Huh. There's some fucked up shit happening here. Huh.
Yes, and if unless you like make an indication that you would like to check it out for yourself, he's gonna eat a big wig mushroom and return to his normal size.
No, it sounds fucked up to me.
Yes.
Hey, caramba. I think is there. How can we get the rest of the group back with us? This is no good being separated like this.
He pats his pouch. Lots of mushrooms.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So just we go back. We give mushrooms. We all come over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay. And then I think we have to go into the mushroom field. No.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I actually retcon having eaten the bigwig if I'm gonna run back, or do you
That's
want me
fine.
this game has consequences?
Well, you have enough mushrooms. I'm not gonna.
All right.
It's not that deep. You guys are still trying to figure out what you're doing.
I'm just investigating this pool here, just trying to like determine exactly how deep it is just from eyeballing it.
There's no way to tell. I mean,
Yeah.
it is rancid, nasty water. Just adjust the numbers as you eat them.
Take the mushrooms. The most ignoring way to do this.
Just delete them off your screen if they're gonna, or just adjust the numbers if they're gonna be eating them.
All right.
Yeah. Heck.
Listen, I never claimed to be a smart man. Alright, so I'm assuming, so he comes back out, and he starts throwing mushrooms at you guys. Eat him!
Pelt, 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 pelt.
And we
You can
expend
swim
enough...
across if you want, Spirit.
Nope.
I'm
Don't do
saying
it. I
no.
won't let
I'm
Let her.
no. That no.
Alright, Kosturkis has been, like, handing out tiny mushrooms.
Alright. So, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna,
Around, but
we're gonna use the honor system that you're keeping track of, because I'm not gonna
Yeah.
keep track of your mushrooms.
Don't worry, I'm gonna be really sad when these run out. Because
Yeah. Alright.
Maybe we'll find more.
More mushrooms! This way!
Try not to touch them.
Yeah!
And be courteous, because we know that sometimes the mushrooms are living, yes? Like stool. So, respectful and,
I respect
Yeah.
all living things.
yes, exactly. And do not pick them. And do not pee on them, okay? All right.
Okay.
I'll try!
Okay, let's go.
What is
Are we
the
still
line?
stealthing?
That was my question.
Yeah.
Still stealthing, yeah. Yep.
Okay, so I gotta reroll those. Assuming.
Ugh.
Would you like me to roll one, Tony?
You can just, you can re-roll. You got a 1 last time. There's no reason for all that.
Hooray! An acceptable roll.
Alright. So, let's see here. Get Ophelia's stealth check in here. You guys start to move through, and pretty quickly you notice there is a large hunk of vegetation sitting right in the middle of the area, and it is clearly moving, so it is alive. It does not, to date, know about your presence.
Hmm.
I kind of get the feeling that Ophelia would probably call out like, "Hi, friend,"
Yeah.
because that
She's
would be
not
just
here?
kind of the thing that she would do.
She's not here though.
Yeah.
She can't do.
It's 100% true, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hi, friend.
Do we try and sneak by, or what do we do?
It's kind of blocking the whole passage.
Um,
Can we try to identify it? Maybe one of us has seen it before.
You can do.
Something.
Let me get the exact check. It's not intelligence, I don't think, so that helps. Nature, a nature check.
Sure, I'll see if I know what this is.
I will also try.
Agile Smoke has heard of it.
Drake don't know shit.
But of course.
It is a shambling mound.
Oh, I didn't even notice there's a guy trapped in it. Holy
Oh, me
shit.
either. Oh my god. That's terrifying.
You don't know a substantial amount about them in terms of their actual weaknesses and strengths, but you
Right.
can identify them as aggressive if disturbed.
Are you sure that the guy went this way?
We heard him.
There's
I
that
don't know.
thing there.
We heard him. Well, see, here's the thing. So if it is, maybe if we do not disturb it, we
I
just
wouldn't fucking disturb it though.
yeah.
Literally blocking our path.
Yes.
I can toss you.
That is interesting idea, but
I'm not very strong though. I look stronger than
I can toss you, but I'm not very strong.
well, I think to my thinking, we have two choices: either we wait for him to come back, or maybe
Explore.
Ghost Jerkus sets it on fire. I don't know.
It doesn't currently, as far as you can tell, know about you. So take that for what it is.
Mm-hmm. But we can't really get around it.
I was
Dude,
more referring to the setting on fire.
Yeah.
Well,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Does anyone have maybe a way of distracting it?
No.
Nope. I could conjure an animal technically to distract it, but I don't really like sacrificing animals for that kind of thing.
Is there a rock around?
Oh, this is a forest of mushrooms. There's all kinds of stuff.
Can I pick up a rock and just throw it down the hall?
You can.
It's worked in Splinter Cell, it's gonna work here.
I like it.
Or not Splinter Cell, but you know the meme. Let's do it. Toss a rock down the hallway.
You mean like which hallway?
Like Last of Us, you're just like throwing.
Yeah, like behind, like try ideally, if possible, over its shoulder, down the hall behind it.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get an angle where I can toss it down that side corridor, but like if we can get it out of our immediate way.
Okay, let's do a ranged attack roll, and
Okay.
we'll do a little reverse here. A 20 to miss it, and it's just a straight dexterity check. I'll add +3 to it after you roll it. There you go. You miss him, which is good, and it lands behind him, and you see swarms, two specifically. Two swarms of spiders roil up from inside of it and chase off down that path into the forest.
Go this way.
Yeah, I vote let's go a different way. Was there no other path to the
Lots
right?
of paths. Let's not go this way.
Oh, okay, we can. Yes, but
I don't need any further convincing.
Fuck that shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
okay. Then I hate to say it, but I think somebody should stay behind then, just in case he comes to escape. Like, because we think he went down that way. Presumably he'll come back that way, but who's to say?
I can stay behind. I'll meditate for an hour or something. Or however long.
Maybe you and Ophelia stay, yeah, and then we'll go. And then if you hear any death, come save us, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's a door. And he points
Yeah.
down the hallway towards the door.
Do we want to go to the door? I don't see.
Maybe.
Okay, let's. Okay.
So Ophelia and Roland are staying behind, the two people capable of healing. And
Listen, we never said that we made good decisions, okay?
we must get the party back together. We're separated. This is an awful idea. Yay! Let's separate. Which path are we taking?
Towards the door, right?
Making sure. All right.
Tony's like, the fools.
Put a door in front of adventurers, they're definitely gonna open it. Idiots.
Don't have to do anything but just put doors in random places.
Yeah, you just. What's the adventure? You're in a warehouse. It's full
It'll
of doors.
They're real fake doors.
You gotta find the real door to get out of here.
It'll sort itself out. That's all you gotta do is just let adventurers go.
Now I am checking for traps.
Okay.
What type of check is that? Investigation?
It's either one, investigation that's touch.
Well, the way that Smoke would go about it is he would look. If there's no like player signs first, then he would like give it a rub down and see.
Massage the door open.
You know, sometimes that's how she goes. No, like wires or nothing. I see.
Well, hold on one second. Well, kind of. You hear a not nice sound at the same time that two creatures pop visible behind you.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to unmask something first. I'm going to unmask that corridor to your left. There's nothing really. There was nothing there that you could see. I just hadn't got that far. But from around the corner is this creature. Just as he comes around the corner.
Oh,
behind
no.
In very Star Wars-esque fashion, two blades light up as they attack you from behind on a surprise round. The druegar get a surprise round. This creature
I'm so unhappy about this.
does not.
One of my buddies is running what's it called? Waterdeep Dragon Heist, so he was telling me about what happened when the party ran into one of these things. At level 1. Why did they do that?
I will say this. Intellect of Ours at level 1's pretty savage.
But there's also the Ithalid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Have you guys seen rot grubs?
I believe I have. But, I mean, the name alone makes me not like them.
They're swarms of rot grubs. The person who designed them just hated people, I guess, because my party encountered them at level 2, and this is how they work. They bite you. They don't do jack shit for damage. Whoop-de-doo. They got a +0. If they hit, they do 1d6. They attack with 1d4 rot grubs, and each one does a d6. Your level, their challenge rating half. So there, I just rolled a 4. This is what your level 1 character just took for damage. And here's the best part. The ones that hit you burrow in. If you do fire damage to the wound, which does an additional 1 point of damage per wound, they're dead. If it gets back to the start of your turn, like your turn happened, or its turn, so it attacked you, and it gets back around to this one round, the creature starts its turn again, it does a d6 of damage per rot grub that's still in you, and you can't burn them out, and if you hit 0, it eats your heart and you die.
My god.
They're also resistant to non-magical piercing and slashing, and immune to charmed, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, prone, and restrained.
Yeah.
That
There it
sounds
is.
like some nasty business.
It says this is apply fire damage to the bite wound before the end of the target's turn, your next turn. After this time, they're too far under the skin to be burned. They do damage, and they eat your heart and kill you. No, and you don't even get saves. It's not like your standard saves. You're just fucked. Just fuck you, fuck your face, fuck your heart. That's awful.
Fuck your
But-
couch.
Fuck your character. Slightly better on that list. We're going to do 2 rounds of combat if you guys are okay with it. I want
Yep.
to do the surprise round. So the first round of combat is real straightforward. It's a surprise round. They become invisible by doing this action. So everybody roll initiative. They already rolled. I will roll for Ms. Ove.
Not terrible.
I mean, you guys will hear it, so you'll.
Not great. Not terrible.
Okay. So going down the list, druegar number 2 uses his surprise round. Super simple. He Hunter's Mark on Indomitable Spirit.
Oh no.
But that's
Druegar
my spell.
uses Hunter's Mark on Coast Turkett.
Uh-oh.
So that's going to be the first round. For you guys, we can do the first round of second round of combat, first round for you now, or we can start over before anything happens. I was just letting you know that the Hunter's Mark was happening. Now, if you guys want to actually start on combat, I'm okay with it.
I don't
Or if
mind
you
either
want
way.
to wait. We got about 8 minutes. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let's do. Do you guys mind doing like just one round?
I think we can kill these guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
We
I don't-
fought 2 of them last session, and we did get a surprise round on it. But we one shot them pretty well.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Tony, I have a quick question for you. Are these guys
Mhm.
wearing metal armor?
Are they wearing metal armor? Their armor is leather.
Okay. Such a tragedy.
Such a tragedy.
Doesn't
It's called
matter. I have advantage either way. Goddamn kobolds.
Roland and Ophelia, you can start acting at your turn because you guys hear battle. Obviously, your
Yeah.
friends disappear around a corner, and then you hear, "Holy fuck, that's a brain with legs!"
You just hear Coaster guys go, "Ah!" and then the sound of lightning.
All right, Spirit, what you got?
Well, I just elbow this dude in the face. And go ahead and hit him again. Or try to hit him again. Use my bonus action to flurry of blows.
Aggressive.
Oh no.
Son of a bitch, come on. Well, I at least got something on him. And that does it for me.
Fireball.
Kind of intentionally didn't choose Fireball. But anyway, Kozjerkis reaches out and tries to grab hold of this here fella that's close to him. And his with lightning interlacing between his fingers as he does so.
Shocking grasp.
Yeah, boy.
Nice.
Why do I have an additional damage thing?
Disregard that. That was my
Oh.
fault.
Is it because I was enlarged?
It's not. It's because this is the first time I've had Hunter's Mark. I applied Hunter's Mark to you, and I reduced his damage by 1. I didn't know that was how Hunter's Mark worked. So
I got
Yeah,
2
nice.
max rolls. That's pretty good.
Agile Smoke. Let's take that Hunter's Mark off of you for Droki, because around.
Right.
I'll apply it to them. Okay.
And I still have a bonus action that I can use to cast a spell, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. All right.
I believe Shocking Grass is cantrip, right?
Yes, it is. All right, Kozjerkis. How does this work? Action. Okay. And he quickly pops a hot pepper into his mouth, and that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to cast the spell. Wait, I
Go
can't
ahead.
cast the spell. Either way, I'll have
Do you have
to
any
remember
bonus
that.
spells?
That was his bonus spell.
I forgot I could to cast it, but I can't cast it apparently because it doesn't have an effect. So I'll just try to remember that.
All right. Ophelia, moving her 60 feet is all she. All right. Druegar Soulblade. So he puts it on himself, I suppose. And he just does extra damage, as far as I understand, for in combat.
Yeah, if he hits his hunter, the target that he's marked.
Right. So he uses his soul blade against the pain in the ass monk who's punching him repeatedly, and he attacks her and misses. You know,
Easy come, easy go.
the other soul blade uses his soul blade and attacks Kosturkis for
Oh, no.
12 points of damage.
Oh
Yeah, just Roland here's a non-happy Coast Circuit dream. Goes dashing over there.
All right. Starting out, Roland comes barreling around the corner, and the intellect devourer.
I'm so afraid of this thing just eating my brain.
Well, that should make you feel good because it targets Adam.
Am I invisible?
Are you? You're not treated as pure invisible. As far as
If it's in darkness and it's using dark vision to see me, then I am treated as invisible.
Then you are invisible. Sorry, Kosturkis.
Oh fuck.
Yes, fuck over my teammate.
Sorry, but sorry.
Hey, if it's the rule, it's the rule. He's
No,
right.
it
It's
is,
a
yeah,
ranger
no.
thing.
I can't turn it
You're-
off. Yeah, like it's just how
No,
I.
Actually, my first ranger.
Ooh.
Interesting.
And the intellect devourer scratches all the way down Kosturkis' back as he's trying to defend himself, and then he uses his ability Devour Intellect.
Fuck yeah. This is so
Targets one
metal.
creature it can see within 10 feet that has a brain. The target must
Debatable for
succeed in
Kosturkis.
an intelligence check, DC 12.
Check
I'm
or
sorry,
save?
saving throw. Saving
Oh,
throw.
thank God. Alright. I have to roll a 6 to pass this. So,
you're good to
yeah,
go.
this should be easy.
No.
you go.
Okay, yeah.
That was almost lower than I saw it like almost
Yeah.
be a 2 and I almost had a
I
heart
did too.
attack.
Yeah.
So here's the beauty.
Mhm.
It's not one of those abilities where a save halves it. It negates. You take
Yay.
0 damage.
Because the alternative is just it eats my brain and kills me.
Mhm.
Well, in fairness, it stuns you this round. It eats your brain next.
All right, I'm going to step up into its space, pulling out my Drowcraft dagger, and I'm going to make 2 attacks against it.
Advantage.
Fantastic, thank you, sir. So 1,
Gloomstalker Rangers are fucking insane, man.
not
Holy
bad,
crap.
not bad. And then that's a sneak attack, yeah. Oh, right, I hit this button, right? Okay, so sneak attack's ready. And I get him with the damage, which is that one. Here we go. Okay. And then I'm going to attack him again, this time without advantage? Or with advantage?
Correct. Once you attack somebody, so
Yeah, like they kind of generally know I'm there.
well, you're invisible to creatures that rely on dark vision. So
Yeah.
yes, so once they become aware of you, you're no longer invisible. They're aware of your presence.
Yeah, okay. So, but still a second attack, though, and this is my
Yes.
Dread Ambush effect.
Yes.
So, boom. Nice. No sneak attack damage, but on this one, I do get a plus D8 because of the Dread Ambush.
Yes.
Nice.
Do you have a button for that?
I do, yeah. I do. And I'm just getting used to hitting the buttons. There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Do we want Jrintara on the map?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that little dragon.
I forgot to mention, I guess I would have wanted to resummon him. Or them.
Alright.
And
He gets to
then
move still.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go over here, and I'm gonna go sneaky.
Okay.
Fuck, I have to
Maybe.
double check how familiars work.
They can deliver spells.
They can deliver spells, but I was just wondering if they could take the help action.
I don't believe they can, but I could.
Take other actions as normal. That's freakish. Alright, I'll just keep Zentara just here. And turn for now.
Okay. I'll pull up familiar and read it between then and now, because we're going to end right here
Nice, nice.
until next game. I will say this to you guys, and this is probably the only thing I will say. This is the first real, well, not the first. You guys did do a little dungeon. Be cautious about overusing all of your resources too quickly. You haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what you're going to do. If you guys are going to try and go room to room and clear out everything in here for loot and things like that, be cautious. If you're just going to go in and out and get the hell out and leave, that's one thing. But if you come in here blasting all your spells and like you use Shocking Grasp,
Yeah.
not an awful spell to use. But starting off with Lightning Bolt, your first level 3 spell with a guy you've easily defeated before, is probably a shitty idea.
Yeah.
But I will see you guys next week.
Sounds
Cool.
good.
All right.
Ben,
Yes.
Ben, will you please send me the video? I want to hear. I didn't get to hear Droke. I want to hear how that sound effect. I just got that
It's
music.
freaky, man.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's-
Now, when you mean next week, are we talking like the 14th or
The week after that. My apologies. 2 weeks
okay,
from now.
21st? Sure.
I showed Alex one time what my schedule looks like on the weeks I have the boys.
Looks fun.
I got a game at 10 a.m. We got a game at noon. We got a game at 2. We got a fair at 4.
Nice, nice.
So we're gonna leave the house at 8:30, and we won't be back till 7.
That's fine. That's fine.
I will be uploading this directly to YouTube after this. Do you want me just to go ahead and send you the file direct, or do you want me to send you the YouTube link once it finishes uploading?
YouTube link would be perfect, sir.
All right, I will
Could
go
you-
ahead and I'll do that then. What's up?
Do
All
you
right, GG
have
guys.
your...
Well played.
Yeah,
Take it
GG.
easy.
Wait, real quick. Do we
Yes.
have Ben's YouTube account in the chat somewhere and I just missed it?
I do not believe so, but I can go ahead and throw that in there in the text chat.
Actually, now that I asked you, Ben, I think you tagged it at the top. Now that you mentioned it, and I actually forgot, or I wouldn't have asked you to send it to me. Didn't you? No, I thought you sent it somewhere. So yeah, just go ahead and send it somewhere. That'll work.
There you go.
Well, you guys have a good week.
Yeah, you do.
You too.
Take it easy.
See you later.
All right, take care.